Hello my lovelies, my name is Asmo, and following the Season 3 reveal trailer, I have brought to you the following balance post. The patch notes have not yet been released, but you can bet your sweet potatoes that I will also be covering those the moment they are available. For now, let us look at what's going to be changing for our heroes, and yes, I will also be covering the new hero of Season 3, Jean Grey, aka Phoenix. So let's see how our heroes are changing for the upcoming season, shall we? Greetings, rivals! Even heroes need a little fine-tuning. We've sapped, bussed, and balanced. Let's see what's changing in Season 3.0. The first are the Vanguard adjustments. Well, Frost is going to get some changes. Looks like the White Queen is trading a bit of offense for more glam. Her damage and her survivability in Diamond 4 are taking a slight hit, so she's getting a nerf. Reduced telepathic pulse damage at 99 energy from 120 per second to 110 per second, so this is doing 10 damage less at 99 energy. And from 150 per second to 140 per second at 100 energy. So at full charge, it's going to be also 10 hit points less per second. She's going to be doing a little bit less damage with her main attack in regular form. Reduced damage form damage reduction from 30% to 25%. So you're going to take a little bit more damage in diamond form. And reduce the energy cost of Psionic Seduction Ultimate Form from 3700 to 3400. So she's going to get a buff to her ult. You're gonna be able to get it quicker. But overall, she's gonna get nerfed. Not too bad. They're doable, the nerfs. Still sad to see that her damage is going down though. But her main attack was a little bit too OP. Don't know about about her taking more damage in diamond form, but we'll see how that affects her survivability in the game. Thing. We're not afraid to say it, it's clobbering time. Now with smoother moves and more utility. Time for more pain with your brothers and sisters in arms. New ability Battle Blitz. The thing leaps toward enemies, getting 25% damage reduction. So the same thing as he does when jumping towards teammates. Now also is doable towards enemies. Leap targeting distance to enemies is 20 meters. So within a 20-meter range, you can jump at enemies. Stone Haymaker new effect knocks down hit flying enemies. So if you aim at an enemy, flying enemy, and you are perfectly timing your Stone Haymaker, you can knock them out of the air. Or if they're close enough for you to actually hit your Stone Haymaker, you're just gonna flop through. Venom. Venom's got a stickier grip. His control after diving in is now slightly more terrifying. Increased cellular corrosion. Enemy slow effect from 15% to 25%. So when he uses cellular corrosion, I think that is his tentacles where he grabs you. You're gonna be 25% slower instead of 15. So you're gonna actually notice the slow now. Let's see, duelist. Human Torch. Flame on, but mind the heat. Johnny's getting a team-up anchor effect, but a little less firepower to balance things out. Reduce fire cluster damage per projectile from 6 to 5.5. So his fire cluster is going to do even less damage. It's already got a slight nerf, I think, from 7 to 6. Now it's going to be going from 6 to 5.5. Reduce Supernova, ultimate ability activation shockwave damage from 80 to 75. So the moment when you use the ult, there's a shockwave. For anyone that doesn't know that does damage, it's going to be reduced to 75. And fire tornadoes damage over time from 120 to 110 per second. So your fire tornadoes are also going to do slightly less damage when you're ulting. However, if Luna Snow stands in it, even while ulting, she will still die. Yeah, from that damage, she's not gonna. With 4 fire tornadoes on her, good luck. Add team up anchor bonus 5% damage boost. So you're getting a 5% damage boost when your team up is actually active. Iron Man. Downey's slightly powering down with reduced damage output and a longer wait for his ultimate. So he's gonna get even more nerfed. Already got a nerf in 3.5, now he's getting more. Reduce the first 2 repulsor blast hits from 40 to 35, and from 50 to 45 while in armor overdrive. I don't understand what they mean. If you hit twice with a repulsor blast, it only does 35 damage now? I don't know, it's getting a nerf to damage. It might be the first 2 hits before you reload, I am unsure. Increase energy cost of Invincible Pulse Cannon ultimate ability from 2800 to 3400. So you're going to have to wait longer for the Pulse Cannon to actually charge up. Mr. Fantastic, the Stretchy Genius gets slightly less tanky in its inflated state. Reduce inflated state bonus health from 400 to 350. So you're gonna get popped even quicker. Namor, the submariner underwater person surges forward with smoother aim and slightly sharper tridents. Increased trident of Neptune projectile damage from 70 to 75 and projectile speed from 120 miles per second to 150. That's not miles, that's meters. From 120 meters per second to 150 meters per second. So I guess that is... right click? I don't know. Speedy and more damage. Scarlet Witch. Wanda's ultimate just got a little more extra. Reduce max slow rate during a reality erasure ultimate ability charge period from 35% to 25%. So you're gonna be a little bit more speedy when moving around the corner so you can delete people. And increase damage from 750 to 850. So literally everything can get deleted from the map. Before apparently you couldn't delete Groot, but mostly they were just damaged already, so you just got rid of them. Still means that Loki can, you know, make sure people don't die, but it's a slight buff to the useless ult. Spider-Man. Web Warriors rejoice. Spidey loses his team-up anchor bonus, but gains a new team-up ability and a bit more bite. Increase get over here kick damage when pulling to enemies from 50 to 55, so you're gonna do more damage when you press your E, I think it is, at enemies that have been webbed. Increase spider power mid-air damage from 50 to 55. Increase amazing combo damage from 55 to 60. Again, don't think Spidey needed a buff. He's annoying enough as he is, but there you have it. So Spider-Man mains rejoice. The Punisher. Frank Sturt is losing some sting and his ultimate is going to need more juice. Reduce culling turret projectile damage from 12 to 10 and decreased spell field damage from 12 to 10. So the overall damage from the projectiles is just going down. Because for anyone that doesn't know, the culling turret bullets are projectile based and they are AoE damage, so they explode. It's not a whole lot, but you are currently able to just mow down the enemies by just shooting at the floor near where the fight is. Also means that you were able to build up your ult immediately, basically, if people just stood in a tiny room. Anyways, increase the energy cost of Final Judgment ultimate ability from 3400 to 3700. So it's going to take longer for you to get it, and considering the nerf to the turret, it's gonna take a while before you have it. Winter Soldier. Bucky's getting a little more dangerous from downtown. Adjust Rotterstern. For anyone that doesn't know, that's his gun. Damage fall off maximum at 40 meters from 60% to 70%. So you're gonna do more damage at max 40 meters. You're gonna be a little bit more better with your mini bus-sized bullets. Wolverine! Logan's control frequency is taking a slight hit as he now needs more time to sharpen those claws between leaps. Increase Feral Leap Strike duration from 4 seconds to 5 seconds and increase its cooldown from 12 seconds to 15 seconds. For anyone that doesn't know, Feral Leap is the thing that kidnaps your tanks. You're going to be able to fly around for 5 seconds, but you're gonna have to wait longer for it to come back. So say goodbye to your tanks, but also your ability to actually jump again, if anyone here is a Wolverine main. Strategist. Invisible Woman. 2's healing is a little more reliable. Now that's fantastic. Increase orb projection healing on launch from 40 to 45 and damage from 20 to 25. Reduce healing on return from 40 to 35 and damage from 20 to 15. You're still going to be doing the same amount of healing and damage overall. However, you're going to do more when you shoot in than when your attack returns. That should allow you to heal your people a little bit faster when shit hits the fan. But yeah, healing stays the same, it's just divided differently now. Loki. The God of Mischief needs slightly more energy for his ultimate, as he's been up to too many tricks. Increase the energy cost of God of Mischief ultimate ability from 4000 to 4300. In other words, it's going to take a little bit longer to get the ult. However, if you're good enough with Loki, you should still have it within basically the start of the round. Considering you have 3 clones that do a shit ton of healing and damage and all that. I don't foresee that being too much of a problem. Mantis. Mantis's healing touch grows, and her ultimate is more potent, but its frequency is reduced. Healing Flower, new effect, heals allies by 2.5% per second. Reduce base healing from 20 per second to 12.5 per second. Instructions unclear, Chief. Did she do 5% heal? Or is that why it's reduced? Instructions unclear. Might be a typo? I'm unsure. Is it 2.5% on first healing? Cause I know she does burst heal when she initially puts the thing on. And then it does healing over time. Is that what that means? Because if that's what that means that tanks get get slightly more health when she puts it on them. I don't know. Mantis mains, let me know if this is a buff or a nerf in your eyes. Anyways, increase energy cost of Soul Resurgence, ultimate ability from 3700 to 4300. Increase bonus max health from 100 to 150. So she's getting a slight nerf to how much energy she needs for her ult. So she needs 600 more energy. But you do get more extra health on top of your health. So, a buff and a nerf to her ult. Ultron! Ultron's going to have to update his software as his defenses are taking a slight hit. And he's a little less of a team player, which seems fine by him in this patch. Reduced dynamic flight acceleration effect time from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. So you're gonna get out of the accelerated flight 2 seconds earlier. Well, at least that means the countdown starts earlier, I guess. Reduce imperative firewall bonus health to sell from 75 to 65, so you're gonna get 65 extra over health instead of 75, like it is right now. And to allies from 55 to 50, so your allies are gonna get 5 less, you're gonna get 10 less. I don't see that being too much of a problem unless your fellow healer isn't paying attention to what's happening on the battlefield. At least his ult didn't get a nerf. So you're still gonna get that extremely fast so long as you pay attention to who he's healing. Team up abilities. The new Ever-Burning Bond, Human Torch and Spider-Man. With great friendship comes great firepower. As the team-up anchor, Human Torch gains a 5% boost in damage output. Spider-Man unlocks a new Infernal Blast ability through his team-up with Human Torch. Spidey gets a new attack. Human Torch gets more dippers. Primal Flame, a Phoenix, a Wolverine. Snicked. Now at the side of Cosmic Fire. As a team-up anchor, Phoenix gains a 10% boost in damage output, so you're going to be doing more damage as Phoenix. Wolverine gains the new Phoenix Warrior ability through his team-up with Phoenix. For anyone that has not seen the Death Diary video, that means that Wolverine is getting fire, and I think at max charge, although I'm not entirely sure if it's max charge or if he kidnap someone, he will be able to do damage over time with the Phoenix Warrior ability. Damage besides just slashing at people. Adjusted or removed. ESU alumnus Spider-Man Squirrel. Time for these two to graduate onto bigger and better things. The team-up anchor effect for Spider-Man has been removed, along with the ESU alumnus team-up ability. Squirrel loses the Webbed Acorn ability previously gained from her team-up with Spider-Man. We'll say, though, the amount of times I've seen this team-up, I can count on one hand. So I don't think that's a huge loss unless there's a Spider-Man Squirrel duo that's currently crying. Stark Protocol, Iron Man, Ultron Squirrel. This is new. Squirrel joins this tech team-up. Squirrel gains the new Squirrel Missile ability with her team-up with Iron Man. It's a homing missile, by the way. Yeah, you heard me. Storming Ignition, Storm Human Torch. The fire is out and the storm has passed on this team-up. Storm loses the Burning Hurricane ability gained from her team-up with Human Torch, and Human Torch loses the Omega Fire ability gained from his team-up with Storm. Again, the amount of times I've seen this in actual comp matches, I can count in one hand. Legitimately. Symbiote Shenanigans, Venom, Jeff the Landshark, Hela. New addition. The Goddess of Death joins in on the shenanigans. Hela gains the Hell Tunnel's ability through her team up with Venom. And for anyone, again, who has not seen the Death Diaries, that means that when she throws out her E, the thing that yoinks you to the center and makes you not move for 1.3 seconds, you now also get the same tendrils as the Jeff has, and it pulls you towards the impact zone. So that means you get slow. You can still get out of it, but again, it slows you down, so you might want to run as fast as possible, because it allows the Hela people to headshot you. Balance changes. Guardian Revival, Adam Warlock, Starlord, Mantis. We're slightly reducing the user's coverage of this team up, as even the Guardians need to pace themselves. Increase Leader's Soul and Nature's Soul ability cooldown from 120 seconds to 135 seconds. Slightly longer. Ever so slightly longer. Shouldn't impact too much, because if you've died and only had to revive every single time without actually going to the spawn room, that means you've been able to stay alive long enough to also outlast this. So. Symbiote shenanigans. Venom, Jeff the Landshark. We're slightly increasing the power on Jeff's end of his team up ability. Maximum Mayhem now with extra bite. Increase Guardian of the Deep maximum bonus health from 50 to 100 and max terminal link period from 3 seconds to 50 seconds. So you're going to be able to do more healing and it's going to last longer. The Marvel Rivals universe is ever evolving, and with Season 3 just around the corner after this update, we have plenty more surprises and changes in store. Stay tuned to our official announcement for more. And those are the changes to our current heroes as well as their team-ups. Next, let's look at Jean Grey's kit, shall we? So, right off the bat, we can see that Phoenix has healing over time, or at least it seems that way. It seems she gets health back when she defeats an enemy. It also looks like her primary fire marks her enemies, and if she hits someone twice, they get a full mark. Her shift seems to allow her to avoid getting hit while shifting to another position, probably in a similar fashion to Ultron, where if you hold S or hold back your joystick, you move backwards, press A or hold left to shift left, etc. And her right click or left trigger seems to allow her to damage enemies that she's marked with homing attacks. I mentioned before that I thought Phoenix might be a flying character, but as we've seen so far, she is grounded. However, it looks like her E lets her fly around for a short period of time, similar to Star-Lord, if for a shorter duration. In the video, it seems like she doesn't have a cooldown on that, but I think that might be because it's an early version of her kit. I'm not entirely sure, so take that with a grain of salt, but it seems like it, in the tech demo at least, didn't have a cooldown. Phoenix ult is interesting though, because from what I've seen, it allows her to get rid of summoned objects as well as Hela's ult, where she hangs around in the sky before returning Phoenix to the position she ulted from. Now remember, this is all speculation from what I see in this trailer, so take this with a grain of salt. I will link the trailer in the description as well, so you guys can check it out for yourselves if you want. Same with this last bit that I have for you, the new map, KLYNTAR Celestial Husk. The new map, or as much as we can see in this reveal trailer, is an adjusted version of the existing KLYNTAR map and is a domination map. This ties in well with the current KLYNTAR map, as it is convergence, and also allows for the existing map to be used, considering most of the needed infrastructure to turn it into a domination map already exists. There are some changes to the map that can already be seen, however, how much is actually changed to the pathing is not entirely clear, as a lot of it isn't actually shown. What I do know is that there is a gigantic talking sword who may or may not insult us from time to time, so there's that. But with those speculations, I shall leave this video here. I will be back when the patch notes of season 3 changes are made available, but for now, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you found this video informative, or just had an awesome time listening to the balance changes, maybe consider subscribing and giving this video a like so I know you guys enjoyed. Now, I will see you guys next time. Bye!